arguably more depressing than climate change itself is the fact that, at worst, there are people who don't believe it's real, or at best, have no interest in working to mitigate its effects. But we're not here to talk about climate change deniers, flat earthers, QAnon, or people who believe Jimmy from Degrassi is in the Illuminati. We don't have time. The polar ice caps are melting, wildfires are burning, the jet streams are being disrupted, all while politicians are playing politics with the planet. And if you were hoping for some silver lining about how lockdowns and social distancing might have curbed our collective carbon footprint,
a huge reduction in nitrogen dioxide, or NO2, over places like China, Italy, and France.
One unexpected effect of this rapid shutdown has been that Venice's typically murky canals are running clear for the first time in years.
Why would you do that to yourself? Have you learned nothing from 2020? As people all over the world stayed home to stop the spread of coronavirus, greenhouse gas emissions from energy and transport industries dropped to record lows. Cool, right? We were literally saving the planet, one hand in a bag of Takis, the other on our Instacart apps. But wait, there's more. Even with a small blip of COVID-related reductions, we're still emitting tons of carbon dioxide, which means the effects of climate change are still very much present.
I am the climate editor at Atmos magazine. We're a new climate and culture publication where I'm reporting on environmental justice. Much of my work revolves around reporting on the crisis as it relates to people, as it relates to people of color. For much of the time that the environment has been an issue, it's been treated as something separate from us, right? Something that affects wildlife, something that affects the oceans. People are being impacted now, and the people who are being impacted the most right now are people of color.
Environmental racism, it's such a confusing concept for a lot of people. Like, how can the environment be racist? Can you break down for us what environmental racism actually is?
Well, it's not the environment that's being racist. It's the way that our leaders, who have, long been white older dudes, have created and built our society. It's, for instance, Black and Latinx people are more likely to live near sources of pollution, hazardous waste sites. What people are talking about when they're talking about environmental racism. Who gets access to green space? Who gets access to clean air? And I remember when the pandemic first began, right? I mean, New York was ground zero. So living in New York, I think, has just highlighted, there are some of us who have that luxury of running away and escaping disaster. And there are some of us who have to sit here and brace for impact. The resiliency of the people who live in New York has been incredibly inspiring, and just seeing the way that people have built community throughout all this, throughout the pandemic. If our leaders want to address the climate crisis, they need to listen to the science.
Housing is a human right.
Part of the reason why they're not doing anything about it on both sides of the aisle is because they're so heavily enmeshed with the fossil fuel industry. We need more regular people in Congress. We need people who are not being funded by these giant corporations.
Thanks for watching Radar 2021. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below and let us know what issues are important to you. Because let's be honest, there are a lot of issues to choose from. So many.